Hey guys, how's it going? Shady here from MMOBomb.com, and today we are taking a look at the free-to-play MMORPG Mythos. This is a game by Mythos. Let's go ahead and log in here. I gotta enter my secondary password and whatnot. And before we jump into the video here, I wanted to kind of give you guys a background on this game. It actually started as a project under Flagship Studios. And this is the company behind Hellgate London. It was a pretty good game. I actually bought that when it was first released and I enjoyed it. Unfortunately, it did not do so well in the market, and I believe as of this day it's no longer an online game. You can still play it as single player, but I don't think they host servers for it anymore. Now, due to the failure of that game, Flagship Studios actually went out of business. They are no longer a studio. But a side project that we're working on was Mythos, and they had a nice little crew on that. Now, when the studio actually went down, the crew that they had working on Mythos went on to create, what was it? Torchlight. Yes, and Torchlight 2 is actually coming out here soon, which is a really successful, really fun dungeon crawler that's a single player game. Now, Mythos came in and said, you know what, we want to take over for Mythos, we want to do this, but instead of making it a single player dungeon crawler, we want to turn it into an MMO, and ta-da! Today we have Mythos in its final form, and is actually being ran and created by Mythos now. So there you go, nice little complicated history. Sometimes that's what it takes to get a game through. Now before we get started here, I do want to show you guys the character creation real quick. We have a few different races here: Gremlin, Satyr, humans, and Cyclops. So you got 4 different classes there. You got short guy, you got creepy blue guy, you got normal guy, and you have one-eyed monsters. Always fun. Your classes are Bloodletter, which is pretty much a warrior, Pyromancer, obviously a mage, and Gadgeteer, which is kind of your gunsmith, ranger kind of guy, I suppose. Gender, of course, male or female. That is a very interesting female Cyclops there. You can do the skin colors, the face, all that stuff. You can obviously randomize through here and do all sorts of crazy things. But we are actually playing, let's go back here. I am actually playing on a pre-made account. This is still a first look, even though there is a level 20 on the account. This is an account provided by Mythos for us to check the game out here, and let's go ahead. We'll start with the level 1, and later on in the video I will switch over and we'll mess around on the level 20 as well. I believe the max levels in this game, it's 50 something. I want to say 55. I'm not 100% certain. I know you have to be at least level 50 to do this right here, to do a Lamento team. So it does go up pretty far. So level 20 is not even like halfway through the game yet. Let's see what she has to say here. Surprisingly enough, people with exclamation marks over their head have quests. Do you like hunting? Your face shows you are dying to hunt. Kill a wolf. Alrighty. Now the controls here is actually, I can do keyboard controls here, which are fairly responsive. It's pretty decent. Or you can do the typical overhead dungeon crawling, left clickiness. And oh my god, that was easy. I just straight walked up to him and just one-shotted him. Okay. Unidentified items. So let's go to inventory. You've got the unidentified items here, so I'll go ahead and identify it and put that on, because why not? Who does not want an awesome green cape of epicness? Go back and turn it in. Oh my goodness, this is so original. Dungeon crawlers, never done this before. And now, what I've never seen in a dungeon crawler, we're gonna go into a dungeon. Oh, the plot thickens. This is just, there's so many twists, guys. I can't keep up. Like, this is just so revolutionary. I mean, you can pretty much get the point. It's a typical dungeon crawler. I mean, you're gonna go, you're gonna do quests, you're gonna crawl through dungeons, you're going to kill things that make incredibly odd noises. Minimap, you can hit tab and the minimap will change. Let's see, dungeons. Every zone has a dungeon portal. Oh my god, get off of me! And quests, exclamation marks and question marks. I have played an MMO before, you know, once or twice, so I am pretty familiar with how this works. And let's see, I'm sure there's some big bad boss guy in here we're gonna have to take out. Also, all of this text information, oh my god, he's so big! Ah, get some! Oh yes, achievements, that's what I like to see. Let's check this out. Okay, cool. So as you earn achievements, it'll actually give you little bonuses. So I actually have a +1 on HP. So as well as getting that little warm feeling in my tummy every time I complete things. Because honestly, just completing things in games anymore, like, that's so old school. You gotta have achievements when you do stuff. You gotta feel good about it. So now, as well as feeling good about actually getting stuff done, I get little stat bonuses. I'm okay with this. And a nice little title on my name as well. Alright, go turn this in, confirm it, and hunting test is over. Go and get a healing potion. Now let's see. You can actually set things. I was going to show you guys this. You can set things to right click. So you have your left click. You actually set them to left and right click. So say you're using a mage and you're never going to auto attack. I can go here and I can grab one of my spells and I can transfer it to left click. And let's go over here. Pretty easy. We'll just buy a potion, toss it up there. Easy enough. As you can see, I mean, with the health orbs the way they are, and with the inventory and everything, it is, you can tell that the crew that works on this flagship, by the way, I forgot to tell you guys this, take this to the master craftsman. Alright, let's go craft something. The arrow over my head is making this pretty easy. But Flagship Studios actually was made up of a few Blizzard employees, so they were the ones who actually did the original Diablo games. So when you look at Mythos and you're saying, OMG, this is like almost exactly a clone of Diablo, well, that's because it's made by the people who worked on Diablo. So it's kind of a more up-to-date, you know, updated the graphic style, updated the UI and everything like that. That's why it has such a reminiscent, let's see, what do I want to make here? I guess swords and axes, why not? Let's put a point in that. So this is kind of cool, the crafting system here. You actually choose what you want to spec into, even in crafting. I kind of like that. So it's not just like, oh, learn a recipe and go do it. You actually go, oh, okay, so I want to be able to make swords, I want to be able to make armor, and you can choose and kind of go through and pick what you want to be best at. I like that. I like that idea. Instead of just leveling up your crafting like overall and just learning, you know, random recipes. That's pretty cool. Let's see, they want me to hit I again. What do you want? Dismantle into crafting materials. Okay, pretty basic. And then you have your materials tab. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. And looks like we are going to be moving on to the next area. Oh, and leveling up. That would be pretty important, wouldn't it? Strength is a measure of physical might, of course. Agility, how likely you are to cause and avoid damage and improves range damage. HP, obviously for HP. And wisdom is for mages. Who'd have thought? Let's go ahead and just max out strength because I want to be a badass warrior. That is going to be so legit. Also, we have only one skill tree? Is there only? Really? That's, oh, okay, never mind. Here we are. The skill trees are at the bottom here. I was so confused for a second. So you have Martialist, which looks like blade damage. This looks like your kind of damage dealer. Crimsonite, quick and strong attacks. Again, more damage dealing. I'm not really sure. Let me see here. Huh, this looks more like AoE attacks, I suppose, and this might be like single target attacks. And then Red Hand, summon a Bloodling minion. Ooh, I like that. Do I have that already? Yes, I already have that. Let's go ahead and upgrade that, because I want my Blood minion to be like badass. Alright, and back out of here, I got this. No, X button. Yes! And 5. What's a Blood minion look like? Wait, what? I thought no, put it back down. Summon it. Huh. Oh, it has to be from a corpse. Okay. Maybe I should read the skills before I use them, huh? You can complete the quest. Oh, okay. So we're supposed to switch our camera view here. I completely forgot to do this because I got distracted by leveling up, and oh my god, I can't see anything because you're running right at the screen. Die, rabbit. So you do have different view modes. You have your kind of MMO view here, which you can obviously zoom in, zoom out, all that good stuff. You also have MMO style fixed, so I don't really know. Oh, this doesn't turn or anything when you turn. Gotcha. Interesting. And then, oh, don't want to reset dungeons. And then you have your fixed point of view or your fixed point of view this way. This is my favorite style because, I mean, come on, this is the dungeon crawling style of camera view. Like, you could go for the MMO style, I guess, if you're feeling like you're missing WoW a little bit, but I'm gonna go typical dungeon crawler because that is how I do it. Alright, so we come over here and let's go over here and get this quest. Hello, how are you? A student. I don't know what happened. Black the beast. The fence came down. Go battle with the beast at the small plain. So I assume this means we're gonna have to go into a dungeon. Go into the small plain. And let's go ahead and attack. I would like to point out that going into dungeons does use stamina. And if you look on this tab, you can see you start out with 2,000 stamina. I'm not 100% certain how that regens. I would assume it regens over time, and possibly it regens when you level up or something along those means. But it basically means you can't do 6,000 dungeons a day and play 24 hours in a row, and, you know, just completely outclass everybody else. You gotta kind of take it a little bit at a time here. There we go. And just hit E, pick everything up. There we go. Oh yes, and that's it. Sharp teeth, all done. Questing is pretty basic. I will say the gameplay, I mean, at least at this level, is not what I would call challenging. Oh my gosh, I want a bloodling. Yes! Summon you! Hello. Can I have more than one? Oh, I am gonna have an army. Oh, wait, oh, I can only have 2. Does it say that in the skill? 2 maximum bloodlings. See what happens when you read, guys? I'm trying to kind of pass through this. I'm trying to get everything covered that I can. But yeah, I would say that reading your abilities and taking it slow in a game like this is probably the best way to do it. I don't think that randomly clicking on things is probably the #1 way to go through. Now you do have over here skill tiers, so you will actually have to put points into this in order to move along to the next skill tier. So let's see. Use skill, you can learn skills by, so let's click here, and click here again, and that didn't really do anything. Oh well, I'm not worried about it. Moving along, we actually have to go and get a bomb box. So back into the dungeons we go, and I think this will be the last one we do. So the graphics, I will say, I do like the graphics. You can tell that this and Torchlight were fairly similar. I would say the graphic styles are fairly alike, the way the lighting and everything works. The animations are pretty good. I mean, you can tell it's a very polished game. It's not at all, you know, it doesn't seem rushed or anything like that. And wow, okay. So, 2 rooms in, we get the bomb, and we go back. Alright. They're not exactly looking to make you stress out about quests here, are they? Because I thought I'd actually have to do a dungeon. I didn't think I'd just walk in and complete the quest right away. Get some gloves. And there you go. But that's enough of that. Let's go ahead and log out here. We're going to log into the higher level character. And we'll see what he has to offer. I believe the higher level character actually has premium gear on him already. So we will log into him and see what he has to offer. Alright, so here we are back on the character creation or character selection screen. You can see we have our level 20 Cyclops Pyromancer. Looking all badass in his epic gear there. Or premium gear rather. Looking all purple and epic-y. Check him out. Now on the topic of premium gear, you can see here we have all of our Hellfire sets and everything here. Looking pretty cool. This is actually purchased in the item shop. You can see this account came with 50,000 bones. It is a press account. New accounts will not come with 50,000 bones, just to clarify that. You can see in the item shop you can purchase additional inventory space, which is not permanent. It is only for a certain amount of time. You can buy things like repair aids, so you can repair your armor while on the go. You can purchase attribute and skill reset. You can buy warps, dismantling devices, which is kind of weird. That's interesting. Oh, maybe it automatically, yeah, automatically dismantles items so you don't have to click and click and click. And another automatic identify, so if you're trying to identify and sell things, it can do that for you. Summon auctioneers and merchants, luck potions, stamina potions, and of course the premium gear. So I mean, as typical for a free-to-play game, it does have a certain pay system. You can buy things to make the game a little bit easier, basically just to make it so you can be lazy, but it's not going to give you a huge advantage over everybody else in the game. It's just something to kind of give you an incentive to help them out, spend a little bit of money, and make your life easier if you so desire. Completely optional. Now what I'm going to do, actually, I mean, I'm on threat right now of making this video way too long. We're already at like 15 minutes. I already set up his skill points here because he did not come set up. This build probably looks terrible to anybody who's played Mythos before. I haven't. I didn't really have any idea what to pick for a level 20 character, so I just kind of went through, grabbed what looked good, and this is the outcome here. Let's go ahead and enter a dungeon. I'm just going to kind of walk through a level 20 zone, 18 through 20. It does cost stamina to enter dungeons, which you can see on your bar here. I'm at 1720 out of 2000. And let's go ahead and jump in here. You can see with 40 stamina to enter a dungeon, you're not going to burn through it too quickly. But if you are the type of person who's going to play this game for 30 hours, then spending however much money it takes to buy a stamina potion might not be a bad idea. Because that's, you know, that's what's going to let you do it. You're probably not going to be able to play this game for an entire day straight if you so desire. Oh, I did not remember clicking on that. What the hell? There we go. He likes to kind of walk in random directions. I'm not really sure what that's all about. Like, I don't know if I'm kind of accidentally hovering over things or what, but he likes to randomly run at things. There we go. Good lord, that was just like a cluster of ridiculous amounts of things. Oh my god, that did not seem necessary. Again, I am soloing this, and this is a level 20 zone, so it is my level, so it might be a little bit difficult to do, since I don't have, I thought I killed you! Where are you guys coming from? You're like infinite respawn zone or something? What the hell? But yeah, obviously I don't have a party, so this might be a little difficult for me to do. But we'll get a little idea here of what level 20 gameplay looks like. As I just spam the same spell over and over. This is what you do! But yeah, I will say the core gameplay behind this is very good. I like the way the UI is set up. I like the gameplay. I know the first thing, like, I already know the first thing people are going to comment. They're going to say, OMG, Diablo clone, Diablo 2 clone. You know, make your own game, blah, blah, blah. The fact is, we were talking about Flagship earlier, they come from Diablo. Those are Blizzard devs who were the original makers behind this game. And, oh my god, I'm going to die if I don't get out of there. There we go, I got him. But yeah, there's a reason it looks and feels a lot like Diablo. It's because the makers of Diablo are the original creators of this game. So I think that gives them a slight excuse for making this similar to Diablo. Let's go to floor 2. But moving along here, I will say some of the downsides to the game is that it's fairly basic. It doesn't really introduce a lot of... What in the world? Okay, there we go. It doesn't introduce a whole lot of incredibly new ideas to the dungeon crawling field. But on the other hand, what it does do, dungeon crawling, it does very well. It has all the item drops that you're looking for. It has the crafting system, the guild system. It even has a PvP system, which not every dungeon crawler has, which is kind of cool to see. Yeah, it has things like item refining, it has gem slots, which you can put, all the customization of your skill tree and your gear and everything. You can see you can get different titles through achievements, which is always something that I like to see because I'm an achievement fan. I know not everybody is. Some people say achievements ruin games and they make you do things just to get an achievement, but I like being able to come back and look at a game that I played for 2 years and say, oh yeah, I got that achievement you can't even get anymore, and you know, I have all these different titles and everything, and you know, I actually did something in the game, which is kind of cool, other than, you know, just having really good loot. Another thing is the quest text in this game. Well, not a priority. I would not list quest text as a priority at all in a dungeon crawling game. This is all about action. This is all about getting into groups and just murdering the crap out of things, and getting really cool, really good items. I mean, that's really the reason we're here. Let's be honest. If you're playing a dungeon crawler, you're generally not playing it for its intensely good storyline. There are exceptions to that rule, but it kind of takes the MMO field and turns it into like super awesome action, spell casting on the move, and, you know, throwing things at people and fighting in a group and everything. It really boils it down into all action. But the quest text is iffy at best. Like, I don't know if it was originally in another language or if they just skipped through it as quickly as possible and paid like no attention to it. But some of the text is just like horribly written. It just sounds goofy. It doesn't even sound like it was supposed to be in English. But I don't know. Again, not a huge deal. That's just one of those things that happens. It is a free-to-play game, but everything else really is really well rounded out. The UI, the guild system, and everything. I like the fact that it has a full set of features. The graphics are good. The gameplay is solid. As a final product, it's not bad. The problem with the feature set that it has, or really, I'll say the core gameplay. The problem with the core gameplay is that if you don't like the game from the start, I would say within the first 10 levels. If you're playing for the first 10 levels and you don't like the game, it's not interesting to you, you're not really having fun, there's not really a lot that changes. I mean, you can see here, I'm level 20, and really the basis of what I would be doing at level 20 is the same thing I'd be doing at level 1. I'd be going around collecting quests, looking for parties to, you know, go into dungeons and collect loot with, going into dungeons to complete quests. Maybe looking for a guild. I mean, maybe as you level up you find more people to play with and things like that, which does make it more interesting. But if you don't enjoy the game itself, then nothing really changes, you know. As you level up and as you continue along the game, there's not a whole lot of new ideas introduced, and there's nothing really there to change your mind. There's nothing really wrong with the game. That's just the way, that's just the way it is. If you don't like dungeon crawlers, you're not going to enjoy playing this for hours and hours a day. That's just the way it works out. That's it for me, guys. I don't want to make this video too long. I've already probably rambled long enough in this section, and I do apologize for that. There's just so much to cover. I tried to cover as much as I could. I'm sure I still missed things, but leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about the game. Like the video, and don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed to us already. We have a ton of free-to-play games. We got a ton of first looks and everything to do, and of course the weekly podcast and everything that goes on here. Tons of information in the MMO field. That's what it's all about, right? Other than that, I will see you guys on the next video. Oh, and don't forget to follow the link below if you want more information on the game. It'll take you to the MMOBomb site. It'll take you directly to the page for this game where you can find out where to download it and find out more information about it. But that's it for me, guys. I will see you on the next video.